Hi friends, and welcome to Knitting at the Boxerville Homestead. My name's Carol, and I come to you from just north of Seattle in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Today we have had everything. We have had more days of, you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes because it's going to change, and that's what it's done. I am wearing my Louise, the disaster sweater that I felted on accident when my husband burnt his truck down and I got the call. I think it's in episode, what is this? Oh, I think this is episode 12. So maybe episode 10. I don't remember, but I'll try and link it down below. I don't know how to do the little dipply-doos up here yet, but maybe I'll figure that out eventually. My notes are down here, so I will be looking down if you catch me doing that, because it's been a strange few days here at Boxerville. You can find me on Instagram as BoxervilleHomestead. You can email us at BoxervilleHomestead@gmail.com. And I am on Ravelry as nittennurse, but I haven't put a finished object on there in several years, and truly I only use it just to get my patterns that I've already purchased on there, or if I purchase something new, because it's easy for me to keep them all together in that format. I have looked into a few different ones, but I haven't really made the jump yet. Over here to my right is Sophia, who's trying to peek out the window. I had to shut that a little bit to get the light so it wasn't so bright, because we actually have right now some kind of bright sunshine. It's been in the 40s and 50s. Gosh, it hailed so hard this afternoon. I actually think I got some footage, and you maybe have already seen it at the front or in the back. Normally with my podcast, I try to put knitting related things in the front, because I know not everyone is interested in the dog end of it, but I know also that some of you are, because I've had some really lovely emails and comments from you about it. Let me look and see what maybe I've forgotten. Many of you are actually returning viewers. Thank you for coming back. I really appreciate it. There's little Miss right there. Half of her. Channy is sitting over next to her on the sofa. Anyway, welcome back to any returning viewers. And if you're new, hang on. I'm always this scattered, but I am trying to get better. And if you happen to watch any of the earlier ones, I really think there has been an improvement over time. I'm hoping I'm like good wine. Speaking of which, I actually have a glass of wine, glass of Cabernet. A friend of ours had dinner with us 2 nights ago, brought a really lovely bottle, and I wasn't really feeling it that night, but he left the bottle, and so I just happened to have a glass, and it's delicious. So, April vlogs. I started thinking I was going to do them. I have so much going on in my life right now, between work, animals, trying to help my brother who lives in Southern Oregon, helping John's uncle who lives in Sequim, Washington, keeping up with getting a garden in. We have 5 acres. Mowing season has started in between rain squalls, and we have a big home, along with our pets, animals. So I just wasn't doing it every day. I did just put one up last week or a couple of days ago. I don't know. It might have even been yesterday. I have no clue. Today is Tuesday, April the, see, this is bad today. I should start over, but I'm not. April, oh, hey, it's tax day, people. Did you get your taxes in? April 18th. Lovely. I hope you got refunds. Where was I with this? Anyway, the April vlogs. So I'm still going to do a few just like vlogs that are really not knitting related, but just kind of take you around, show you stuff. I have shown some of my garden. I need to get back out and show the onions progress that I put in one of the vlogs. Hey, and this weekend, I'm going to take you guys clam digging on a vlog. We will leave probably tomorrow, if not tomorrow, Thursday morning early, and go stay in Ocean Shores. There are like over 1 foot minus tides for razor clamps. And I know a few of my friends on here, Dawn in particular, would know that razor clams are amazing, like so delicious. They're like butter. I mean, they're so good. I have a great recipe for them too. Anyway, I'll show you on the vlog. I'll take you, show you the ocean, Pacific Ocean. Some of you may have never seen it. Probably, I'm looking at the list here. Probably, Lynn, you've probably not seen it. And I don't know, is it Kayla or Kala in India? I'm guessing you maybe not have. I don't know, maybe you have. Maybe y'all been to Hawaii or to, maybe, I don't know. But if not, you're going to see it. And you'll get to see razor clam digging. The tides are early morning, which is for me fine. I'm an early riser. Anyway, just John and I and Chance and Sophie are going, and we're pretty excited. So we'll take you along with that. If you're interested, it'll be on a separate vlog. It won't be on the knitting one. So let's get a little bit into this further. I did want to ask that you guys continue to introduce yourselves in the comments below. That's been so cool for me. And I'm actually going to get a world map, and I'm going to like mark out people, because I think that's just so, I don't know, maybe it's my age, the fact that you can actually reach people all the way around the world. It's just blows my mind. And just a few people, I mean, Dawn from the Midwest, she's been amazing. Commenting, emails. I mean, she and I think, well, most of these people on here, I know we could just be buddies. And I just had a gal from the East Coast, and I don't know if I had taken notes before I put this down. She is also a nurse, night shift nurse, and was ER for quite some time. She's house supervisor now. Sounds like we're about the same age. There's just so many, and maybe it's the knitting community in general. It's just like, you just know that if they were your neighbor or in your town, you could be friends, right? Catherine, that's what it is. It's Catherine from Connecticut. And hey, Catherine, she's my fellow nurse sister. You go, girl. We can do this. We can get through this to retirement. Also, reknits in Maine, but she has a daughter in Port Townsend, which is a beautiful, beautiful town. Someday I'll take you guys there. It's a ferry ride usually off of Oak Harbor. It's the Coopville Port Townsend ferry, and you have to make reservations for it, which you never used to, but you do now. It's like over the Deception Pass Bridge, and it's really lovely up there. I actually go to classes up there once in a while, and if I do, I'll take you. Denise in California, Patsy in Alabama. Roll Tide, baby. I'm an Alabama fan through and through, if you can tell from my accent. Lucy from Indiana, Carrie from Alberta, and there was somebody else that I was going to put on this list, but I kind of feel like this old, when I was a kid, Romper Room. Anybody remember Romper Room from Seattle? Anyway, Romper, Bomper, Stomper, Boo, tell me who. You guys, it was the best, because they said my name one time when it was my birthday, because she would look in her magic mirror and tell whose birthday it was. And my mother, and this was in the 60s, was able to get a hold of the radio or the TV station. I guess they wrote in with their children's names when it was going to be a birthday. And I thought it was magic that she knew it was my birthday. So let's see, what do we have here to look at today? Knitting, right? FOs. Okay, this could be a 0 FO unless, do dishcloths count? Do these count as an FO or not? Now, I pretty much always keep a dishcloth in my purse bag with a pair of socks, because sometimes I don't want to knit a pair of socks. Sometimes I just want to knit some cotton dishcloths. So this is kind of an adaptation. I don't want to cover my mouth up. An adaptation of the grandma's, is it the grandma's dishcloth? I think it is. And anyway, grandma's dishcloth, but it's just, I do it different every time. It's however I feel like it actually, and however big I want to make it. But you know, I like a smaller dishcloth. I do not like a big dishcloth. I like something that's small, that just fits in my hand, and I don't know why. I don't like the big flopping around one. So Look at this poor sweater. She's just so sad. You guys, if you haven't seen the episode of the demise of Louise and what happened, you need to see it. It's sad. But I did get the buttons on. If you can see. Look at their little hedgehogs. And I had ordered these for this because this was supposed to be that gold color, but literally in the dryer, when it melted down into this. That's what color it melted into. Almost a chartreuse. Every once in a while, I think I'm going to order this yarn again and redo it. I don't know. Anyway, that's my FO. That's it, kids. On the needles, we still have Fred Flintstone socks, and these are heavy wool socks. I don't know why I'm pushing them, and I'm trying to not to get a bunch of stuff on my needles, and it just reminds me I forgot to bring my Jelly Roll blanket by Kay Jones in to show you the progress on it. Not a lot, maybe like 6 different more colors. So next time I'll show you and it'll look like I really did something. I should move the progress keeper anyway, just because that's cheating, right? Nah. There's no rules. That's what Jana from Finish Knitting Stories, there are no hard rules. There are no hard set rules. We make them up as we go along. I love her. If you guys don't watch her, which I'm sure you do, everybody does, she's amazing. She is Superwoman. So on the needles, like I said, the Flintstone socks, but they each now have a turned heel, and the stitches are picked up on both of them. So they're at the same, pretty much the same level. I've mentioned before, I pretty much always knit 2 socks at a time and 2 sleeves at a time because I get second sleeve and sock syndrome so bad. So I just do the cuff, then I do the cuff, then I do the leg, then turn the heel, and then the schlag of the foot, because that's where the Fred Flintstone foot kicks in. A 12.5, as many E's wide as you can get, is the size of the boy's foot. So on this weight, it's a worsted weight yarn. You guys could probably tell me this by verbal, because I have had these so many times on here. Anyway, Yoth yarn, natural chocolate, natural vanilla. Just kind of a little bit of an adaptation. I started out doing Aya Partridge heel, and I mind farted it and just did whatever it's called. Thing I did do, so I'm knitting these on size US 5. But because I decided if he wears his socks out at all, it's always like right in here. And I've said this before again, but for those that maybe didn't hear it, he will wear them out right at the top of the heel generally, rarely anywhere else. So because this doesn't have, because it's just wool, 100% natural wool, I combined it with a silk mohair. So I went down a needle size so that the gauge would remain basically the same on the heels. I don't know what it's going to do, if it's going to make a difference. I'm hoping that little bit is going to make it stronger so that it doesn't wear out. He doesn't get a little hole there that I need to work on as far as darning, which I don't mind darning. It's kind of fun. I have my mother's old egg that, well, my mother would be 101 this year, so I don't know how old it was. Whenever I'd ask her about things like that, she'd say, "Oh, Grandma brought it from the old country." Well, they came from France when she was like 8, so I don't know. Anyway, size 4 for that, and then I'll go back to, which I have gone back to size US 5 or 3.75 millimeters. These are signature needles with the stiletto tip, which I really love. I've had my signatures, what I've had for years. The only thing I don't like about, because I love the tips, I love the signature, I love the feel of the needle. The only thing I don't like about them is that you have to buy cords, separate cords for each needle size. It's not like you can just plug into any of them, and they're expensive. I haven't bought any in years. For many years, like, I don't know, like maybe 12, 15 or more years ago, I would ask for them for like my birthday, a set of it, you know, for my birthday or Christmas. And I have quite a few, but I also have kind of gotten off of several other now that I've tried, like and I just showed them in the couple of podcasts ago that I'd never tried them before with the red cord. And you guys know what they are, and I could look back in my notes probably, but I can't remember the name of my children right now, to be quite honest with you. Anyway, you know, the red cable that has no memory. It's just beautiful, and I love them. And I'm actually using them to, maybe it'll say on the needles because I'm using it to knit a sweater. Anyway, Fred Flintstone socks, and it depends upon what weight I'm using. This is worsted, so I cast on these 54 stitches, no, 52 stitches. And then I did 2x2 with knitting through the back loop because I just like how they stretch and hold the leg better. John also likes them. He likes a tight compression feel to his socks. I prefer them just to fit. I don't like the tights, so kind of depends upon what wool I'm using. And this was what I combined it with was Drop Silk Unicolor, color number 01. And it's my pattern sock. I've just made, like I've mentioned before, I've had the boy almost 37 years, so I can knit him socks. So Jelly Roll blanket I talked to you about. I left it in the other room. There's really not a lot more to show on it. I don't think. No, there really isn't. I'll show next time my progress on it, and then maybe it'll look better. The Easton Striped Pullover by Two of Wands that collaborated with Lion Brand Yarn, Hue and Me. And this is a wool acrylic blend. Again, I'm not a yarn snob by no means. And we've talked about it, I'm not crazy about that slick feel on the acrylic. I like the fact if you're knitting a big blanket or something for a baby and the new mom, you know, just throw it in the wash. Because even with super wash, throw a blanket in it and it just gets distorted and anyway. I fell in love with this sweater. I mean, I absolutely fell in love with this sweater. And looking back now, I kind of wish I would have got the Quinson Co's same yarn that I did. I keep hitting the microphone, you guys. I'm a dingbat. Sorry about that. I keep forgetting it's there. And I'm one that does this when I talk. It's not really genuflecting, but I kind of felt like that today, though, coming on here thinking, I was like, because it's 2.5 weeks since my last podcast. I feel like I'm going into the priest saying, forgive me, Father, but forgive me, people. It's been 2.5 weeks since my last podcast. And I was doing it every week, but like I said, it's been a run of some crazy here, more than normal. Nothing really bad, but just crazy. So back to it. Easton Striped Pullover, Two of Wands, Lion Brand yarn. I am knitting it exactly like the picture, and I love it. I love it. So I have one sleeve. I have one sleeve done, and it's rolled in on each other. It's really not that skinny, but you know how it does. It just kind of rolls in on each other. So it'll have to be seamed, and the seaming and all the ends woven in, Lord help me. But I really, really love the colors. I look at this and I see the colors that this is the gold that this was supposed to be before it got melted or felted or whatever it did. And this is very close to this. And this neutral, it would be really lovely to make it out of all wool. We'll see how I like it when I wear it. But I think it's going to be super cute. It'll be just a great weekend. Going camping. If I had it done, it would have been great to wear to the beach. It's going to be, and again, it's rolled in. It's a little supposed to be a little wide. I made the size small. I got gauge. I didn't want it to be super wide because, you know, I'm not a young girl, but I also didn't want it to be very form-fitting. So anyway, sorry, I keep cutting I'm trying to make sure everyone can see my lips when I talk. The only modifications, I always do a 1x1 twisted rib when I do it. I did an Italian bind off because I like the looks of it. An Italian bind off. Mercy. Old Norwegian bind off. Because I like the looks of it. I like the flow of it. I just think it looks, and especially when it's on your cuff, I just think it looks nice. I love the striping on this. It's just fun, right? It's silly and it's fun. Now the collar, I need to pick up for the collar, and you're supposed to do it in this more neutral, which I think this one is desert, and this one is arrowwood, and then the agave is the blue. Now it said I needed 3 of these, 2 of these and 2 of the agave. This is still the first one of my arrowwood. This is the second of the desert, and I'm pretty sure I'll finish it with just this. And I have enough of the blue left that I only used 1 of those as well. So I have extras for something. I'm sure I'll find a use for it. The collar is supposed to be out of the desert. I almost have a itch to do it in the arrowwood in this color. I just think it would be pretty, and it would tie in with those sleeves. What do you guys think? That would be the only difference then from how they did it. I mean, I could always rip it out and put the other one in, but don't you think that would be kind of cute? I don't know. If you guys don't mind, weigh in on it. Tell me what you think. Put in the comments what you think would look best. At first I was thinking the agave, the blue, but then I was like, no, I think it should tie in with the sleeve a little bit more. The ribbing on the bottom of the sweater is the same as here, which I guess that's why they're talking to do that the same. Anyway, this is really a fun knit, and whether I would totally knit this sweater again. And I love the fact that when I do have time, I can actually sit down. It goes really fast. And I'm going to hold it up and not talk, but cute, right? I like it. I think it's super cute. So hopefully next time, it'll be done next time. I'm determined. If I don't get it, I don't know that I'll get it done tonight. But if I don't get it done tonight, and if I can talk John into doing the drive into the coast, oftentimes I will drive there and then he'll drive back, because it's from where we live about 2.5, 3 hours, depending upon traffic. Now, Tacoma used to be horrible, and it's not as bad now, but Olympia can be just horrible. And Seattle, it's hit and miss. Sometimes we'll go 405 through Bellevue, and you guys don't even care about that. Anyway, takes us about 3 hours on average. Pulling the trailer, if we're bringing the 5th wheel, you know, a little longer. We usually try to stop in between, give the truck a break from pulling, and also let Sophie and Shani go out and go potty, and we get coffee or a donut or something good. You guys have heard me talk about the devil stick, I'm sure. It's the crochet hook, and I apologize to all of you that are beautiful hookers. I've fought it over the years back and forth, and I just do better with more. However, I want one of those Battenberg lace blankets. It's a pattern by Sandra Paul, Cherry Heart. It's a free pattern. I'm trying to think. She has a podcast, and she also has a video on YouTube that kind of gives you an idea for those of us that are crochet challenged. There, I hit the microphone again. I'm really on top of it today. For those of us that are not, you know, we're remedial hookers. We're not the top notch. Anyway, I Look at here. I know, right? Can you believe it? I'm so proud of myself. I should make this for my, what is it called, thumbnail? Oh dear. Why do we always have, why does Prime always show up here and can peek in the window when I'm doing this? This could be my thumbnail, right? I'm so proud of myself. And I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the plan, I don't think I'm going to make it all this color, although I really do like neutrals, as you guys probably have figured out by now. But I think I may do like every other one, and then I have a lot of minis, and maybe do a color on the every other. I'm not sure. And what I was thinking is kind of do a color in a fade across it, like diagonally. I have a long ways to go till I have to worry about that, right? But I'm pretty tickled. I have to admit, I have made a couple that have looked like a house, so they've come up like this. I don't know how I managed to do it. I just, you get going on a roll, as you do, and that's what happens. But I'm pretty tickled. I think it's pretty cute, right? Oh, what do you think, Chance? So that's a long ongoing project. And again, isn't it Jana that says that blankets don't count as whips anyway? I think that's right. Yeah, they don't count as whips. That's just long-term projects. So that's another long-term project. Here I go from absolutely no blankets, making no blankets, 0, to now I have 2 going. But they're not whips. Okay, let's talk about the Felix disaster. Sitting right over there. It's in timeout. Yeah. I think I'm going to cut it. I talked back and forth with some knitting friends of mine. None of them live around here. I've had a couple of you comment, email me back and forth, chatting about it. What have I got to lose? I'm going to put a couple of lines in it, and I'm going to cut that sucker. I'm going to cut that sleeve off, and I think it's going to do me some good. I think I'm going to feel good about the whole thing. And then when I do that, and I get it put back together, because I'll have 2 live, I should be able to just graft it in. The cuff is already knitted. I think it looks like the easiest way to do. What have I got to lose? All I'm going to, if I mess the whole thing up, all I have to do then is just pick up the stitches and knit down in a new cuff at the proper length and not make one arm look like a Neanderthal, because it literally about hangs to my knees. I should put it on and show you guys. Maybe I'll put it on and I'll stick a picture in. Y'all need a laugh anyway, right? So that's kind of the plan on that. And then I'm going to pick up the needles when I do that, and I'm going to knit another one of those without any of these problems that I've had the first time. Because if you guys have watched some of the earlier ones, it took me about 4 or 5 tries to get that neck. And everyone talks about how easy it is. And now that I've done it, yes, it is. When you start doing it proper. And I'm not a new knitter. I've knit for probably 50 years. I'm sure I was 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to be 59 here in June. So it has to be 50 years that I have knit. And not steady all the way through, as I mentioned before, how it waxes and wanes depending upon your life and what's going on. And, I figured out what boys were. Then it definitely waned for quite some time. But I've knit really good and steady hard for the last 30 years, probably. Yeah, easily. Yeah, probably late 20s. So that's the plan with Felix. And I think that is about all that I have today. It's kind of a short half-hour version, which is probably good. I don't really have any new acquisition. Has anyone tried this respun? Because actually that's what I'm knitting these in. Has anyone tried this respun yarn yet? I've seen it on a couple of other podcasts. that have been making, I think, blankets with it. One gal is going to do a sweater with it. As a matter of fact, it might have been Amber from A Lovely Yarn. Did she do a sweater out of this? Because it makes there's a really lovely, I like gold, that mustardy gold color, and it comes in that as well. It might have been her. So this is Lion Brand, and it's sustainable stitching, respun. It's 100% recycled polyester. This yarn is made from recycled plastic, keeping bottles and other waste out of our oceans and landfills. I love that part, especially the, well, it's good on all parts, but we love the ocean, and you'll find that we go there a lot. So that's very important to me. This is like one of the best deals, I think, out there right now. It has a halo to it. It has a nice feel. It's not squeaky, which I love. You can machine wash and gentle tumble dry it. It is 284 grams, and you get 650 yards. And I think with the coupon, I paid about $6 or $7 for it. Right? Crazy. And I love this natural color. Again, a neutral. Well, but I like it. And so we'll see. I like the feel of these. I mean, I think it doesn't have that plasticky, yucky feel. I just really like it. So I'll let you know. But I'm just curious, anybody else try this yet? I purchased it in purple and gold because I went to the University of Washington. Go Dogs. And I'm slowly working on getting Chance and Sophie sweater coats made out of it for fall, for football. Anyway, I'm curious to see if anybody else has. So I think that's about it. Like I said, don't have a lot today. I should show you guys this. Let's see if I can do it without screwing stuff up. Sophia. Yes, she knows. They're so savvy with this. They just know when I'm up to something or trying to get their picture. Okay, that's all I have. I can't think of anything else, not even a good joke or anything to tell you. I will afterwards. If I do, I'll pop back on. Otherwise, I will see you hopefully in a week or so. Don't forget, I'm going razor clam digging this weekend. I hope you do join me for the vlog on that. What else is coming up? Garden planning. It will be also in it because it's actually what we do have in so far. Peas are up about that high. The greens that we have in the hoop house, they look really good. We'll probably be eating lettuces out of it by the end of the month, which is kind of average for us. And the rest of it, we try to have the rest of our garden in here. We are in zone 7 by Mother's Day. I know my folks always planted corn Mother's Day weekend. I don't plant corn here. We just aren't, we don't get where we are. We're by a creek, and we have a lot of trees, and we just don't get the direct sunlight I think that you need here for corn. So that's it, guys. Have a wonderful day wherever you are and whatever time it is. For us right now, it is a little past 4 in the afternoon. I'm going to have that glass of wine. John's out in the shop working on his Jeep that he brought home. If you saw the vlog, he brought home from his uncle's house. And then it'll be time to get dinner. So I will leave you with well wishes for health, wealth, and happiness. And whatever you do, please always consider to adopt and not shop, because the life you save may be your very best friend. And you just saw 2 of mine. Have a wonderful day, guys. We'll see you soon. How come you're so handsome? You have no idea? You just are? Channy, you're my best friend. Do you like to go for walks? You do? Do you like cookies? No. But you know what's in the cupboard. Do you like Doubles? You do like doubles. Silly kid. Well, I can hear the eagles. Now look at it. This is in sight of just an hour, maybe 20 minutes, hour and 10 minutes, something like that. Spring in the Northwest.